So Jinx, Lulu, support aggro, whatever you want to call it. This was a deck I saw fellow YouTuber and streamer, I believe his name is Sunny, played a few weeks ago. That was just looking to throw, basically see if Jinx could work in a Lulu deck, and see if there was a meaningful reason to pair these two champions. And the list that he was playing that I saw on his YouTube channel, although it's a bit different than what I've put together here, a lot of the core concepts still apply, and there's a lot of neat synergies in this deck, I would say. So so obviously we're playing Lulu Jinx. Jinx being a great top end top end for aggressive decks with her leveled mode, creating these very powerful burn spells in hand. But to pair it with Lulu is kind of an interesting thing. So let's just kind of look at some of the neat synergies that kind of exist in the deck, and I think why it's kind of just a fun, different way of playing these two champions. So first off, being in Ionia, we get access to this Green Glade duo, which is very good with our burst spells such as Rummage and Jury Rig that can put a lot of units in play at burst speed. So you can get a lot of interesting open attacks with Green Glade Duo where she's dealing like 4 or even more damage, which is kind of neat. So that's just one small reason that we're in Ionia, but obviously we're in Ionia for Lulu here. So we got some support cards to help with that. Actually, we only have 6 if I'm being honest. The original build that I saw from Sunny was that it had a couple more support champions up at the top end, but I think I wanted to lower the curve of the deck overall, so I cut those, put in some Mystic Shots. It's just a good utility card in an aggressive deck like this. It can be removal when we need it to be or reach otherwise. But things like Lulu and Young Witch, even if we're not aggressively leveling Lulu, I think she's pretty good 3-drop in this deck anyway. She works well with our like early plays to pump them up into meaningful threats. She works really well with Flame Chompers. Turning this into a 4/4 challenger on turn 3 can be very nasty, especially because this is something that we can bring into play at burst speed off of like Rummage. So that's just kind of a fun, neat synergy there as well. It's also okay with Young Witch sometimes if they have small things that we want to kill, some small blockers we want to get out of the way. That Flame Choppers can not just take them out of the equation for one combat step. If they're small enough, the quick attack +1 attack Young Witch provides can actually take them out of the equation altogether. So this is a deck we're not trying to aggressively level Lulu. We're just using her as a decent 3-drop. That like synergizes well with our early game, and then then obviously we're just trying to kind of get to a point where we can level Jinx and close games out that way. Suit Up in the deck works well with our small units, turning him into permanent 4/4s, permanent threats. Poro Cannon is the daring poros that get created off of Poro Cannon is a good target for that. It's the other reason why the Von Yip is in here. Turning those things into 3/3 evasive units is kind of cute. I don't know how good it is, but it's felt fun and interesting so far. So that's why he's in the deck. He was in the original list that I found as well. The only thing I would think of is if we did want to be a deck, if we felt like leveled Lulu is obviously still very powerful. So if we were looking to more consistently get her leveled up in the early game or mid game, I guess, to help close games out, I could see a world where we get rid of maybe the one Poro Cannon and the Von Yips, therefore, and put in more support units. Right now, though, I don't think there's any good like aggressive support cards that we'd want to put in a deck like this. I've tried Pix. It doesn't feel that great. Intrepid Mariner could be kind of interesting because it can, unlike Pix, you could probably get 2 support triggers off of this in most games because he has more toughness. But his actual ability is not that relevant most of the time. A lot of our threats are already elusive, and it's not providing additional attack, but it's something that we could think of. Herald of Spring I don't think is good enough necessarily in an archetype like this. Like most of the time the lifesteal is not going to be relevant. We're either looking to race other aggressive decks, and of course the lifesteal is just not relevant in other matchups, so I don't think that's where we want to be. So I feel like if in future expansions, if we got a couple more 1 or 2 drop support units that could really synergize well with what this deck's got going, I think they could be worthwhile considerations instead of these kind of like I said, the Von Yips and like the Poro Cannons are things that I'm kind of debating getting rid of. It would also make the Flower Childs more consistently, you know, bigger, better threats. Because right now, a lot of the times these are kind of not the greatest one drop because we don't have that. We don't only have these three as a 2-drop supporter. You know, again, the Von Yips help mitigate that a little bit, but that's like late game stuff, turning these into like slightly better threats. And by the time the game gets to that point, really, we should be looking to close games out with a level Jinx. So anyway, those are just some thoughts I've had with playing what few games I have with the deck so far and other things to consider. Again, you know, we're playing off meta stuff today, so it's not like, you know, we don't need to think too hard. Why am I facing an AI? Let's just cancel that. As much as I like to beat up AIs when I've had a rough day, we're gonna try to get some meaningful ladder games first, and then... And you know what? I did say that I would try, like, the ranked ladder with all these, but I think after seeing how poorly this Yasuo deck is, I think we can just go ahead and stick to the normal queue for today's stream. I think we want to go the opposite direction. If we find that we're actually doing really well in the normal queue, then maybe we'll jump into the ranked queue. But until these kind of decks prove themselves, I don't think... I think we could just have some fun games in normal. I always like to keep one Jinx in the opener. A Get Excited is not bad for dealing with a pesky Diana that's looking to take away one of our threats. And of course having a discard payoff to pair with it is nice. But it is kind of expensive and I like to be aggressive to begin with. So maybe these are considerations for... to ditch. We have Mystic Shots in the deck as well, so we can draw into things that can help us deal with a Diana. So maybe we just do this, look for a more aggressive start. Okay, I like Green Glade Duo into Lulu is not bad.
They forced us to choose the death or the blade.
Zonite Urchin.
Raise your weapon, Sunwood.
Okay, huh. I was debating playing this Jury Rig out at burst speed to eat this 2-1, but with the Zonite Urchin in hand, I think I want to leave that be. Do I still want to play Green Glade Duo and get aggressive, or do I want to put up blockers? I think we want to put up blockers. They're probably the more aggressive archetype. It's tough to say.
Transgressions.
I think we'll go ahead and run Lulu out here. We'll see what they do, though. They could easily have, like a meaningful blocker like this, which I think is fine. I mean, I have to be fine with it. There's nothing I can really do about it. Another Lulu is interesting. That could help us push damage next round. Actually, we might go ahead and play 2 Young Witch this round. And kind of just get Lulu in a place where she can level up immediately on our open attacks. We still have spell mana to play this Mystic Shot if things get dicey.
Forgive me.
Devotion to battle.
I'm fine with this block here, and I don't think I want to take that block here. I think that's iffy. This 1/1's probably not ever going to be better than blocking this. I mean, I guess it's holding this back right now. I'll take 4. Let's see what happens. Go ahead and play this out.
Someone's been practicing their Adorbis spells, just like you showed me, Lulu.
That's too bad. Our opponent doesn't like to have fun. Or they don't like for us to have fun. We'll see what we draw on our next turn that might influence. If we actually get another supporter, which we probably won't, because we only have the 3 young witches other than more Lulus in the deck. So if we actually run off another young witch, I might consider playing it instead of opening attacks. But I think we want to open attacks on our next round. It's kind of iffy though, right? Because they have these Lunari Shadestalkers. And we have Green Glade duos. Not exactly a good matchup. Guess we have this Whimsy to deal with that, but it doesn't even do much because they just trade then. So that's not ideal. So what we could do is just do this, I suppose. Even this is not the worst, just to get more support. Yeah, let's see what they do. We have a Whimsy, we have a Mystic Shot. Maybe we can do stuff. Just letting it go, okay.
We chart our path by the stars.
Hey, Krabby!
That's my resting face.
Hang on, Fuzzball!
Hey!
We might actually be using these Green Glade duos to chump block. We'll see, though. Ooh, Rummage is very nice. That means we can play and level Jinx. Yes to this block. I think I just take the rest, honestly. Could attempt to Whimsy something. I don't think that's necessarily what we want to do. Yeah, I'll just do this. They could have found something to deal with our Jinx is the issue.
Just you and me, Fishbones.
We'll see. Okay. Right, that's the first... That's the only time that they've invoked this game, I think. So that's... We know for a fact that that's the invoke thing that he found.
I'll give you to the count of strike that.
That's tempting to use, but I may as well save it for next round. Since I'm not going to level up anyway.
Pick 'em up.
Uh-oh, they have another Nightfall. They could find something pretty scary off of this.
It reminds us there is always
They
more
didn't.
to discover.
That's a suit up. That is a suit up. Okay. I actually have enough resources, right? I have 10. So I can... No, I can't play everything. I can't go 6 and this and this. Man, I really would like to play suit up. On something. Probably one of the evasive units. Maybe I start by open attacks and seeing what they do. And then make the decision then. It's probably what I want to do. Kind of want these ladies to be stronger. that's fine. I should have targeted something evasive, but...
Everyone goes boom!
Okay, so I mean I just pass now, right? Like, I turn something into a 4/4 and then I just pass. Is it one of my evasive units? Probably. Okay. Fine with discarding him. This will get played for free, assuming there's a space on our board, which if they open attacks there will be, because I'm just going to chump block with this 1/1.
Light across the mountain.
Bask in the light's radiance.
Now I probably just play it out, ensuring that I get a trigger. The rocket kills this thing, and that's it. Probably should target the Leona, but there's enough on their board that I think there's other things I'd like to do. Actually, probably chump block with this if he throws that one. Throws that at us. We're also going to draw 3, though, so there's no telling what we'll get. Those are kind of nice. We can kill Leona with this.
The moon is our queen. The night, her kingdom. The heavens are divided, Diana, but sun and moon are ever linked.
I can't play the rocket and both of my removal, unfortunately. So maybe this is wrong because they could get it at, they could get her into like Pale Cascade range. They need two things though. Okay.
Hang on, Cern.
No more lies. I will be heard. Face your heretic.
I think we'll go ahead and block here because he can't use a Pale well, he could have a Pale Cascade and I guess trade here. So maybe that's a reason not to do that. Blocking here means that the next rocket finishes them off. How much damage am I taking though? Actually kind of a
Where
lot.
are you going? Why, hello there. The team means they like you. Fire in the caboodle!
Brothers.
Probably gonna play whatever Nightfall unit they found. Okay. These all die to our rocket, so...
Now it's a party.
Well, that's awkward. I guess we should just open attacks then.
They won't like this. And here you go. Hey, you fly on, cute little snoozeball. Yeah, you did it.
So we know they have a card off the top of their deck. They have a Nightfall card. And they have a 3 cost or less Invoke in hand.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
Okay, we get a rocket at least. One more.
Blast from the past.
Because they could have a way to kill Jinx now. Okay, that's what they got off of this. They still have a 3 cost or less.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face.
Invoke. And they still have that Nightfall card they never played, right? Wondering if it's the whatchamacallit.
Power.
That's a really nice draw.
I know these paths well.
Get him, Pix.
Horns that pierce the heavens.
Yep, there's the Nightfall card that they had.
Hold up. I'm innocent.
Alternatively, we... Okay. Opponent's confident that they don't have a top deck that keeps them alive. I think I like that hand. Can go Green Glade Duo on... We're attacking on even, so we can go Green Glade Duo and then rummage this Jury Rig, plus hopefully we'll get like, you know, Chompers or another Jury Rig to bump it up to a 4. Hit them for 4 on our turn 1. Well, on turn 2. Their archetype has a lot of ways of dealing 1 damage though, so not necessarily going to get a lot of value off the Green Glade Duo, but we'll try.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face.
I think we just swing here. I want to find better rummage things anyway. Plus rummage is very good with Jinx to get the level up with her, so we're gonna wait for that. This is not. These two are nice with the Von Yip, actually. That is interesting.
Well, this isn't the Glade.
Do I try to take this trade? I wonder if that's what I'm supposed to do. Oh, they don't have any tricks. That's not what I expected. Why you gotta do me like that, deck? I really wanted to play Von Yip. That's okay, I can play him next turn. But then what is Lulu supporting? Nothing? Oh, that's kind of frustrating. Draw.
Let's use all the colors.
It's okay. Still get pretty aggressive here, and then definitely want to Von Yip.
Like this? Oh, I see.
And then we have a burst speed 3/3 blocker for their Callista that they wouldn't be expecting if they want to play something else out. First, then we can hit him with the Zonite Urchin. I think we just take this hit because I don't want to deal one to mess up our plans with this Von Yip.
Don't make me
Oh, we can't block this
electrify
anyways,
you.
Fearsome. What am I saying? I'm just gonna take 6. I think these are fine attacks. I'm not sure what our opponent's debating.
Some rock got me good.
That's a Flame Chompers.
Gee.
Still decent attacks, right? Our Lulu does trade with 2 of their things, unfortunately. That's the only thing.
Go wake him up. Oh, poor.
I'm just gonna attack with this. See what they do. Because I'd like to play Jinx, and then Rummage to level her up, but I don't want to lose the Flame Chompers. I guess Flame Chompers with Lulu could have hooked this and killed her. That's true the next round too. So sure.
Me? You got the wrong lady. Watch your stick bones. We're doing it.
There's a chance we find a get excited to deny this, but I'd probably just hit the Callista in that case. That's kind of nice with our Von Yip. We're out of space though, but we're looking like our opponent's gonna open attacks next turn. We're gonna do some chump blocking. That's a Whimsy, which is really nice. Yeah, I'm fine with that. We're just chump blocking a bunch anyway this round. I guess it makes more sense to hit the mist rates because they can get bigger. Sure. I guess we don't have good blocks, eh? I could throw away Lulu to block Callista, which blocks a lot of damage. I think this is a safe block here. I don't think they have any 1-mana way. Dealing damage. Could throw away the Lulu. And then just play out another one, plus Poro Cannon. To play a bunch of elusive attackers. I think that's fine. Does keep us alive? That keeps us alive at least. And then, or I can Whimsy, make a follower 1/1, and let the other attacks go through. We're gonna kill Callista next turn. No, that doesn't work because this is blocking a lot of damage. Yeah, I guess we gotta go like this. The problem is we're dead to Atrocity. But what can you do? He had the frenzied skitterer multiple times. I was all ready to do some chump blocking, but unfortunately, too many skitterers.
Wow, I made a familiar. Oh, whoa, behave! Who's a hungry little munchkin? Catch!
A lot of 1/1s. We can actually get a rocket at burst speed here. Funnily enough. We can't use the rocket at burst speed, but we can get a rocket at burst speed. Oop, well, if that's the thing they found off of their, whatchamacallit, we are just dead. Close one. I mean, I definitely was all ready to do a bunch of chump blocking the turn before to keep our life total high, but our opponent didn't let us. Frenzied Skitterer is a heck of a card. Probably don't want to get excited in the opener. Flame Chomper is also kind of iffy, but it does go well with Greenglade Duo along with a Rummage or other discard payoffs, like a Zonite Urchin wouldn't be bad with it. We're attacking on even, so definitely going to keep the Greenglade Duo. Jinx is nice. 2 Flame Chompers, iffy. See if they do well. They can get those pesky like Weirding Stones and other cards like that out of the way. Surprised 2 ends up being well though, but if we get a Rummage, that could be very good. Okay, maybe the next round we could play it. It's kind of slow though. It just plays into an avalanche really well, so I probably don't want to do that. This deck, I'm sure, suffers from sweepers like Avalanche and Icequake, much like the discard aggro decks do, but without the ability to regain board presence as quickly, because at least the the discard aggro deck has things like the spider, the house spider to help go wide again, and with things like arena battlecaster, excuse me, that's you know, the deck is actually pretty good at beating a sweeper or two most games. And usually you can sequence your plays in such a way that even if they have the sweeper, you can still push a lot of damage. Surprise damage, and then make their sweepers kind of irrelevant by the time they're playing them. You got like a level Jinx that's now starting to burn them down. It's a tough matchup for sure, depending on how their draws line up. I mean, that's usually how it works versus control decks, but I've found, in my experience, it's actually a pretty good matchup for us. But that's a different matchup, so let's stop talking about that one and consider this one. This Flower Child's not a great draw, but we'll just play it out, use up our resources, and just probably bank this spell mana and open attacks the following turn. That's unfortunate.
Hang on, Zern.
Now with that in mind, I think I try to play out the Poros. Start pushing damage that way. These Poros not super great in this, at least in the discard aggro deck, they can be buffed by several cards. In this deck, we're kind of looking to suit them up, buff them with Lulu, or in the rare cases, get them buffed up with Professor Von Yip. So they're not the greatest. They're nice, but they're not super great, which is why I wouldn't mind, you know, exploring the potentially cutting one of the Poro Cannon cards for, say, like just more support cards, aggressive support cards to, you know, well, support things like Flower Child, Lulu, and whatnot. Because right now there's not a lot that are that great in the deck. Our opponent's playing very, very slow. I'm not sure if they're doing it on purpose. Like they're kind of like, just, I don't know, maybe they're playing at work and they're like distracted. They're pretending they're working. Their boss is hovering around them. They're just trying to sneak plays in between when their boss looks away from their computer screen. Another Poro Cannon. I guess that lets us gas back up, or like establish board presence again once they sweep this board. Not that this is like a super threatening board that they need to sweep anytime soon. There they go. Their boss walked out of the room. They're back. Could play Jinx. Next turn, they will have, what is that? They bank 1, then they'll have 6, so they'll have 7, so they can't Ice Quake us, but it's not a great play right now anyway. I don't know, we gotta kind of use up our resources though, so maybe it's fine. We have a lot of ways to like level her at quick speed at least. Between these two cards, this can discard this can discard whatever we draw. We can level her up at quick speed, give her a 4th point of defense if something, you know, iffy happens.
Less thinking, more pew-pewing.
It's not awful. We have the resources to... We actually don't have the resources to... So the question is now, is Lulu better than leveling Jinx this turn? Because we can't do both. I guess we could if we wanted to play Lulu into Flame Chompers, into discard the Poro Cannon, but I don't think that's where we want to be.
Who's a hungry little munchkin?
I'll try it. I'll try keeping.
Don't make me
Sure, we're just about to get. Yeah. So this is the punish for that now. Now I don't have a quick way of playing this out. Do we just bank this mana? I think so. Flame Chomper's gonna eat this thing if that's worthwhile. Yeah, is it worthwhile? That's a lot of a damage we're not getting. Maybe that's not worth it. I think actually... Oh, that's the thing. What are we suiting up? Probably one of the Poros? Guess we can see what our opponent does and figure that out. Because if they want to Ice Quake us, I think we suit up Lulu. And then we'd keep these two, and then we can actually, like, just play these two out. This plus this replaces these.
Our strength is yours.
That's not an Ice Quake. I think I still... I mean, we don't really need to use this turn. We're gonna have 10 resources next turn. That's 4, 5, 6, 7... and 3 to play the other thing. Maybe we do want to just use up our resources though. I guess this dying to a sweeper's gonna feel bad, but we have so many things to pump up with Lulu anyway. Doesn't matter. That's an interesting inclusion for their deck. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. Just seems like a little slow overall, but yeah, it could be fine. It's a blocker, drain 2. Just don't normally see that in decks like this. Maybe it's always been there and they've just never had a chance to play it. I don't know. Alright, opponent. I mean, if our opponent wants to pass, I will oblige.
all the colors. Hello, friends.
Okay, well, our opponent's fallen asleep at the wheel too many times here.
Let's go around again.
Fluffy the Impaler. That's a terrifying name. Ooh, I like this. Can't play it in the same round, unfortunately, but I think this is acceptable. I think this is a good hand to potentially get under what this deck is doing. That's annoying though. I think we need to get rid of that, otherwise it's just gonna challenge our evasive units. Just be worse in the long run.
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
Can see the Demacian border from here.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face.
Safeguard our homes.
Do I play the Zonite Urchin? No, I don't think so. It represents more damage the next turn. I don't think this Witch is doing much. I mean, it is an evasive threat, I suppose. But so are the Poros that this thing's gonna create. Then again, I would also like to start churning through the deck. But no, I think this is fine.
These old eyes still see far.
Winter take you!
They'll never see us coming.
Definitely took away a lot of damage there with that frostbite effect. They were very likely to have one, obviously.
The War Mother will unite us all.
The War Mother will unite us all.
Barbarossa's name.
I'm from New Jersey. Sorry.
I'm innocent.
We just take this hit. Might actually just block here, may as well. Actually, no, we just kill all these units. 1 damage, I don't think is that big of a deal. We just kill all these units. I think I aim for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we aim for their face here.
We're doing it.
That's awkwardo, but
Anything else? Stick your lip out. Puppy eyes. Trust me.
wow. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So the Flame Chompers, even though they didn't have room to come into play, they still triggered the Green Glade duo. That's good to know. Jinx, yes. Young Witch, yeah, sure. Not sure about the Poro Cannon. Jury Rig, yeah, that's probably fine. We'll try it.
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
I pull the strings.
Ooh.
You won't suffer long.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face.
That's very nice. I think we're gonna start with We can play this with that spell mana. We can play this and these and the 2 Poros with the other spell mana. So I think I'm definitely gonna try to hold up the suit up for when he tries to hit us with removal on these 2. Hoping he doesn't have 2. Hoping he doesn't have 2 such pieces of removal.
Lulu! Where'd she go?
Leave, Bob.
So this is 15.
Come on, Rip! Let's move!
So in theory we could kill them, but I think it's greedy of me to try to use this suit up when they have 2 mana. They could have the Nightfall removal. So we'll just wait. So now that they're ending the round, I think I'll go ahead and be resource efficient here. We know now that they don't have it.
Just you and me, Fishbones. And them.
Hush now.
Stay still! I'm trying to shoot you!
It's a lot of damage.
Hold up! Where are you going? You like frogs, huh? Hold up!
That's unfortunate. Yeah, maybe it wasn't worth blocking with Jinx there. I just want it to be super safe because I think we have enough ways to kill them next turn anyway, but
Got me! Anything else?
like we should be able to go wide enough around them that we just kill them. Evasive, evasive.
This way! Go!
Yeah. The blocking with the Jinx was wrong. I wasn't really thinking about Pale Cascade. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about Pale Cascade. But I'm banned. Kind of want to keep all of these. Flame Chomper's really good with Lulu. Slow, sort of, but if we can get it into play for free off of Zonite Urchin.
Bless the faithful and sear the heretics. Devotion to battle.
Mystic Shot. A. I'll just pass then for this turn. There's the Zonite Urchin we were talking about.
Glow, meet Lulu! Lulu, this is Glow! Hi, Glow! I like your petals!
What interesting cards our opponent has. want to hit this? I guess so. It's still a blocker, and we're saving ourselves some damage. I think I'm fine blocking one of those. Zonite Urchin, Flame Chomp are going to eat the other one. Yeah, I think so. Actually, we probably want to hook that. Yeah, I'm just going to skip block. What's 2 damage? Well, it's more about getting damage marked on them, but I don't think it's worth it in this case. Another Mystic Shot, that's kind of nice.
Some rock got me good.
Well, I can kill you for free, and I think I should take that opportunity.
Faster. Tremendo! I see someone's been practicing their Adorbis spells, just like you showed me, Lulu. I'm innocent!
Sunward!
That's a suit up. That is a suit up. Okay, so
This way! Go! Where are you going, Pix? What are you doing? Ooh, a flower. Nice!
Like this? Oh, I see.
Pix power!
Unyielding light.
Vroom vroom! Is it adventure time, you guys?
Please, no.
What do you say, Glow? That's yes!
We will not suffer unbelievers.
They will not escape punishment.
you could have a way of killing Jinx off of the star shaping. Could at least level her.
It's Pix! Get him, Pix! Hello, friends!
Fall, heretic!
No mercy for heretics.
have a big old sweeper, I guess. They could have thingy. Whatever it's called. I don't remember what it's called. The 9-mana board wipe. It feels like they have that. I don't know that we can play around that, honestly. The way this game shaked out. Maybe we could have played less stuff. I don't know. I think I want to pass.
Hex power!
It's another Jinx.
Oh, he likes you. Bye, Glow.
I think I want to get rid of this.
Vroom, vroom.
Yeah. So do I just level Jinx here? I'm not sure. It probably just doesn't matter. Because I need another Jinx anyway that I can easily level. What is this card called again, just so I know the name? Ruination, that's what it's called.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face.
Okay, cool. I think, well, I guess Mystic Shot deals with that. Lulu, okay.
It's Pix! Pix makes perfect. It's faster. And beautify!
What does he want from me?
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
Get excited. Guess we should try to get excited this thing.
They'll never see us coming.
Jinx will be helpful.
We're doing it! Rules are made to be broken, like buildings or people.
Probably has a thingy for that, but actually just dead. Well, that's interesting. Probably swing though to start. It's gonna chump block here, which is not ideal.
What's the worst that could happen?
Kind of have to hope he just doesn't have anything.
Immerse yourself in the
Flame Chompers could be very good here. Ooh, more ways to pump up these things is also pretty good. Deal 1 to all enemies. Yeah, okay. So there's a last breath thing.
means they like you.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we can make a rocket at quick speed, so if he doesn't have a quick way of healing... Wow, we actually beat that Ruination. Whoop, what happened there? Somebody spill coffee on their keyboard over at Riot Games? Shut down a server or something? Just a hot fix. Okay. I'm glad that happened at the end of our game. Not sure if we got the experience we were owed from that, but that's not a big deal. As long as we got to finish the game, win or lose, before that happened. We'll play a couple more matches with this deck at least, and then we'll move on to the final deck of the day. Final deck of the day. Guess while we're waiting, I need to check on some emails here. Actually, I guess while we're waiting, this is the perfect opportunity for me to get a glass of water, so I'll be right back, guys. Do I have a BRB screen that's going to work with Runeterra? I don't think I do. New single player lab. I like how face the most formidable challenges in Targon. They put Lulu at the start, and then this should be reversed. Lulu's badass, man. You gotta watch out for her. Oh, they just changed. Did they just... Okay, so they nerfed him slightly. That's interesting. I wonder why they felt the need to do that. I feel like it's not Aurelian Soul that I'm dying to, but then again, I tend to play mid-range and aggressive decks, so games tend to be over a lot sooner. I'm glad they changed this one. This one always felt like a real beating against aggressively slanted decks. And Lifesteal and Tough is such a good two keywords that you can essentially get for free a lot of the times off of this, so I'm kind of fine with that. Aggressive Ionian strategies haven't been able to make use of Inspiring Mentor since we last adjusted it with this change, and the one to picks below, we're looking to give Ionian Aggro decks a bit more early power. Ooh, we're going to get a picks change. We're going to make a change to this deck right now. So this is basically the same. They just swapped his stats. They made him a 1-cost 1/2. I actually like this. I might consider this instead of the Spider for the mid-range deck we just played, the Stun mid-range deck. That could be an interesting change. Especially because that deck has a lot of quick attack units, right? So we want picks to be more resilient and create more opportunities for support decks to do their thing. All right, why not? Let's throw some picks in this deck that we're playing and see how it feels. Too efficient and too effective at slowing down games and taking full advantage of the inevitability created through the Sleep with the Fishes. Yep, I could see that. Controlling an aggressive build restores, we're reining in some of the best baseline value it offers. Yep, I like that change. Boosted Targ on buff decks. The new design should work much better with Targ or other decks that benefit. That's kind of scary. I feel like this card was pretty good as is, but yeah, I could see it being maybe a little too expensive just for the spell shield, but you know. The mana refund, circumvented many of the costs associated with invoking, and could feel too polarizing in certain slower matchups. So they gave rid of the refund. Okay, that's fine with me. Okay then, making him more grant 2 allies +4 defense. That could be a worthwhile top end to play now. He is rather expensive. Ah, here we go. This is a big one that a lot of people have been complaining about. I guess this turned into a little bit of a patch review / stream unintentionally. Hush is a card that the live design team has spent a lot of time evaluating. Its ability to silence even champions for a round was meant to add to Lore's interactivity, allowing previous unavailable counterplay to certain strategies and combinations. However, its repeated fleeting design is also contributing to the opposite by excessively punishing certain strategies and itself shutting down counterplay opportunities. Initially, we locked in the change you see here for patch 111 to make it more difficult for a single Hush to apply multiple silences. However, since then, we've continued to discuss the card and listen to your feedback. Ultimately, the ability to silence champions is a core strength we want to preserve. On the other hand, repeatable / AoE access to silence is difficult to justify in a region that we also want to have a general weakness against wide boards in combat. For that reason, we've decided to ready another change for the next patch as well, where we'll remove Hush's repeatable effect entirely to reduce its cost. This change should focus Hush on its core intended function and generally reduce frustration when playing against it. We're also incorporating our learnings in the design work for future Targon cards. So right now, this is what it is, but they're later going to just remove its ability to create more copies of itself, but reduce its cost, probably to a 2, I assume, from what I'm understanding. I'm fine with that buff. This card wasn't really used. They're adding a new Guardian, this little weird butterfly thing. A new card, but that's a sweet card back. The poor pupper not represented here, but I guess he's a... because this is the 0, the 1, and the 3 drop invoke creatures, but I guess the pupper has his own Guardian, so... Minion bundle, neat. Alright, I think that's all we'll read now. Let's try, you know what, since that's a very timely update, why don't we, this is assuming this change is happening, or did this change happen, or is it happening? No, it did happen. Pix is now now an O2. Let's try more picks in the deck. And now maybe the Von Yip is the wrong exclusion because it actually does work well with picks. But like by the time he's coming down, these threats are usually not that great. It's something we can think about. I think like most of the time we just want to curve out Flower Child and or picks on the first 2 turns. You know, Green Glade Duo I think is still worthwhile because it's a pretty good evasive threat on its own, and it's really good with all the ways we have to bring out more followers or allies at quick speed. Versus player, you play. We'll still do a couple more matches, I think, with this deck, especially because this change just came in that we want to try a little bit. But then I think we'll finally move on to the last deck of the day, which didn't get any meaningful upgrades with this patch change, but... Don't want you. You're probably fine. Rummage with Jinx is nice. Plus with Green Glade Duo can pump out more threats. Sure. Maybe we're supposed to look for a Mystic Shot. Could see maybe Suit Up getting replaced with the Von Yips. This reduces the power of the Green Glade Duo, but I would like to have a blocker for Fizz. Or blockers for Fizz.
Hang on, Fuzzball.
Hey!
Prepared for anything, team.
Team.
Never see us coming. Vandal Scouts are never afraid.
Deal. The hesitation makes me think they don't have a second Teemo in hand, but maybe I'm wrong. They could have a Make It Rain to make us feel sad, I suppose. Don't want to run that out willy-nilly. We have a second one in hand in case they remove it, but I mean, I would like to play her and level her this round if possible. Did he just draw that, really? We just saw him discard one, then he drew another one. That's funny. Alright. See what they play. They play, like, if they get out of, like, Thermo Beam range, I think I'll try to make this Jinx work. And they did, so.
Jinx? Stands for Jinx? Stir. No response! We're doing it!
Yikes. Those aren't the greatest hits.
Now it's a party!
You know, I might experimenter could be good.
Like this?
Get to that
Oh, I
point.
see.
Carrots can fly, Rib!
Okay. Ow.
So now the question, what do we play? +2/+1. I could give this thing +2/+1. It can attack into. It could hook Fizz and then hope to finish him off. Because this is probably not going to do it.
Are you pooping?
The picks that we don't care about. A suit up's not bad. I don't care if we lose picks here. Oh no, I forgot to challenge the forgot to challenge the Fizz. Was moving too quickly.
Stay back.
Well, we are getting him down to 3, I guess. Never mind.
You'll be sorry.
Yeah. That's gonna cost us, I think.
Perhaps we should pause for thought.
I'm not... There's a good chance he has a way to protect the Fizz. I'm just gonna get rid of...
I'm on the verge of something.
What?
We blew them all up!
Okay, well, whatever. Like, what... We should have been in a position where that Fizz was dead. Most likely. I mean, obviously he could have had other tricks up his sleeve. Like another, suit up, I suppose. Would that have mattered? No, because our thing was at 5 attack. Yeah, anyway. The way that game should have played out, I wouldn't have been surprised to see our opponent concede after playing what we played. Okay. Let's see if Pix can do his thing. With a Mystic Shot in hand too. Yeah, let's keep these. Maybe I'm supposed to throw back a Young Witch, but... Pix with the Flame Chompers is a lot better now too.
We made it, Rib! I want to go home!
Looking into the future, I see purple.
That means a Lulu's on top of our deck, right? He said he looked into the future and saw purple. I'm just supposed to... Okay, never mind. I had the resources, I think I was supposed to hit this.
Speak, stars. Speak, I say.
Yeah, I don't need one of those becoming a 3/3.
Off we go! Roll down!
Celestial power. Cracked.
So now he's gonna lose his next draw. I mean, I just keep playing stuff out, right? Because anything that he plays... Well, this can't necessarily eat it, so I don't think...
This way! Go!
Lulu's already gonna level. So do I want to play a Flame Chomper just to add +1 attack, instant speed? No.
For justice.
We have a nice aggressive start here, but that Garen's kind of scary, especially if he has the board wipe, or just like you just have another Garen in hand. I guess we can't necessarily do an all-out attack. We have to be a little bit smarter about what we do. Skip.
Hey, Krabby!
That's my resting face.
Then again, he won't be a battling ally if there's nothing to block, right? So if I just attack with all elusives... Could have a, yeah, single combat.
We must not relent.
Maybe I'm supposed to block him, and then I could have instant speed increased her attack by 1. Maybe that would have got him. I don't know. It's unlikely.
We made it, Rim! I want to go home!
We had a good start here, but we're kind of running out of gas. We really wanted to see a Lulu or Jinx, obviously. Things to buff our stuff. Just getting none of it. So he actually doesn't have the he doesn't have this up. So with that in mind, I think I can go all out attack here and get rid of one of these chompers.
Come on, Rim!
Bring him down to 8 is fine, especially if we find a Jinx. Probably gonna chump block with the picks. It might be the chompers.
I've got your back.
And then looking to draw 2 with this the following turn, depending on what we get. Because I don't think playing out the Urchin and ditching this is good enough. That's scary. So we're just dead to that, eh? I think so. I don't think we can beat that Overwhelm. What would we need to draw? Because we can block 3 of the damage, that's 6. Maybe we can be okay. I think I need to... I need to look for more draws now, though. This could be wrong. Just wanted something to be able to meaningfully block this.
Charge!
There's only one true light.
There's the Jinx finally, but a little too late.
Why, hello there.
Oh, it's interesting he didn't buff. He must have another buff, right? I figure he may as well load up the gems on Garen and attack. He must have something else. Probably doesn't matter. Yeah. Alright, GG. We had a really good start, but just didn't find any of our top end to finish the game. Okay, well, since we're about to jump into another match, I guess we'll do one more. I think this will be the last one, though. Then we'll move on to our final death of the day. Bam, into bam, into bam, bam. This all seems pretty decent. Maybe not the Green Glade duo. They're usually pretty fast. Probably gonna be faster than us, and I don't think I want X1s against the Misfortune deck. So with that in mind, I think we just look for, like, this is a good curve, but I think I'm also supposed to try to dig for removal a little bit as well. There's a Lulu, so that's not bad, especially with his Flame Chompers in hand.
I'll write my own story.
Cythera, sure. Man, can we make picks a 0-3?
Stop eating or no more walkies. I'll do my best.
Okay, now I guess we'll play the Green Glade duo out. Actually, might just be the Chompers. But we're going to play Lulu next round, and we have an opportunity to play the Chompers the round after anyway, so sure, play the 2-1.
Let's move.
Now I'm glad we didn't play the Flame Chompers out, because this thing's just going to eat it. Jinx is not awful.
Looking for trouble.
Wow, that's really unfortunate. I just had such a good curve. Now I can't even play this out. Alright.
Love ya. Hang on, Zern. There's nothing a good giggle can't fix.
That's a rummage, so that's nice. Do we have time for Augmented Experimenter? Probably not, but at the same time, Pix isn't very good, so... Another Flame Chomper. This is decent.
All the colors. And beautify.
Could have a single combat for here.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, I'm up.
Yeah, I'm up.
Adorbis spells? Just like you showed me, Lulu.
That is a get excited. That makes me excited. As the name suggests. Could also... They're just gonna end the round. I think I just let the round end then. Right? I don't see a reason to not to do that. Man, so what do we do here now? I guess it's just this. And like hook this thing.
Just like the Yellow Floop said. Perfecto!
Hey, baby.
What is in their hand? Kind of want to play Jinx out so I can experiment her the next turn, but he has a single combat or like the dual strike that's really bad. But I mean, I guess that's pretty bad against Lulu also.
Jinx stands for Jinx. Durr.
And in this way, I can like get excited one of the draws off the top, and then this guy plays the rest out for free, which I think is really valuable.
It's pigs!
Yeah, this is perfect.
Get rowdy.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I think we just let this attack go. Could also see an argument for playing for blocking with this young lady. I don't think she's gonna be. Yeah, she's really good though. I think we just let this attack go.
Thinking more pew-pewing. Vroom, vroom.
I was probably... what am I trying to say? I was probably supposed to use this Get Excited. At some point. On what? I don't know. Now I think it just passed.
There's plenty of killing left.
Everyone goes boom! I'll do my best.
I don't want to die by mistake to something stupid, so I think I'm supposed to chump block here with something.
Kawikama, do you like magic?
I'm gonna get another Flame Chomper, so let's just be conservative.
What's the worst that could happen? I wonder.
Bones, we're doing it!
not for everyone.
Stay away from that switch. So many questions.
Again, just don't want to die to something stupid, so.
Hex power!
Speaking of Pix power, alright. So we can do what here?
Watch your step! Hex makes perfect!
Be Demacia!
If that cannon hurts you, you tell me.
One banner, one destiny.
Always wanted a flying coral. Everyone goes boom!
Does he have a rally in hand? That's what I'm thinking.
Shield 'em, Pix!
Bounty board knows me name.
Catch! It's hit!
Demacian needs heroes.
It's we almost certainly need to protect the Jinx, right? He could kill Lulu with the scout, but it just doesn't matter as much.
Get him, Pix! Whoa, you gotta focus!
So this game should be over. They don't have a way to win. Because we're going to get to create a rocket.
Just like hunting thresher geese. Scouting ahead.
Guess that doesn't do. This only transforms followers, right? It doesn't matter though, because I could just block you and then play out the Lulu. Maybe that's not where we want to be. I feel like I'm absolutely supposed to do this in response, because then it's going to go to my turn where I'm going to get to play this rocket and kill 2 of their attackers. Well, and more importantly, just kill them. Yeah. There was a lot of different ways we could eat that Reese's.
We blew them all up.
That's fun. This archetype's very fun. I like... Shoutouts again to Sunny for showing that off on his YouTube channel. Get something to work on. I think the picks, I don't know how good these picks are. But I mean, they seem pretty good. You know, ideally they're really good with our Flame Chompers and along with, like, the Flame Chompers along with a lot of these supporters are really good, right? So picks into Flame Chompers or Lulu with Flame Chompers, especially when you can get them into play for free. With things like Rummage or Sonite Urchin feels really good. I don't know how good it is overall, but I think it's worth experimenting with more because of the recent buff they gave to him. And he just doesn't get eaten by 1-drops, you know? Sometimes it still feels like it doesn't do enough, so maybe 3 of him is excessive, but him or her. I don't know if this is a genderless pixie here. So anyway, worth continuing to experiment with. I'm also not 100% certain how good these Poro Cannons are anymore. Like, obviously they can help us. Since we're not on the Professor Von Yip game plan, I wonder if these could just be like another Mystic Shot and another Suit Up. Multiple Suit Ups can kind of feel awkward though, so I don't know about that. But I could see just having another Mystic Shot, just more removal, and it's also another form of reach could be good. That's the only other thing I would say. Yeah, I could even see potentially a second Augmented Experimenter. I see a lot of lists that run multiple Augmented Experimenters in Jinx decks, and I always feel like 1 is enough, but maybe this is a case where we wouldn't mind a second one, just to gas back up since we are playing we just have a lot of early game. Poro Cannon, Poro Cannon, Poro Cannon. Not sure. I mean, obviously the Poros, the Daring Poros, they are evasive, and there's a lot of ways to buff them. So, you know, it could still be fine having this as you know, a 1 or 2 of, but just some things to think about. Overall, I enjoyed this list. This is a very fun list. I love Jinx. Jinx decks are great. This is probably my favorite champion, bar none, in the game right now, just because I find decks that build around her, it's just very fun trying to assemble, you know, put yourself in a position where you can level her up and get the most value out of her. There's a lot of interesting sequencing decisions that are offered by decks running her, so that's kind of probably one of the reasons why I've enjoyed her so much. So that's going to do it for that one. Let's move on to the final deck of the day, shall we?